Welcome to our tutorial video series on Advanced Squad Leader. Today, we're going to cover one of the most important aspects of Advanced Squad Leader, the abilities of the Squad Leader single-man counters. There are literally hundreds of functions that these leaders can do, but for this video, we are only going to cover those which take place with our infantry. We will continue with the German 467 and the Russian 447 squads from our previous videos. The leaders we will use are the Russian 9-1 leader and the German 10-2 leader. I have picked these two to show the differences between the two and the advantages of better leaders. The leaders have two values on them. The first number is their morale. This dictates how well the leader responds to getting shot at. The second number tells us how well or poorly the leader affects the multi-man counters he is stacked with. For example purposes, we will simulate a firefight between our 9-1 Russian leader and his 447 squad against the 10-2 German leader and his 467 squad. Both stacks will be in normal range and in the open ground to show how leadership works. It's the Russian prep fire phase, so the Russian will shoot first. The 9-1 leader and the 447 squad are 3 hexes away from the Germans. If the 447 shoots without using the leader, then the shot would be a 4 flat shot with no modifier, and the squad would be subject to cowering. But we're going to use the leader, so the shot becomes a 4, but now we apply the -1 dice roll modifier for the leader. Now in squad leader terms, it is now a 4 down 1 shot. The Russian player rolls a 6. If the squad is firing without the leader, this would be a normal morale check, so the German leader would have to roll a 10 or less with 2 dice. Assuming that he was unharmed, then the squad would have to roll a 7 or less with 2 dice. But now, the German 10-2 leader can modify that dice roll by subtracting 2 from the dice roll. So the German squad would stay unbroken on a 9 or less if the leader was unharmed. But the Russian has applied the -1 DRM for the 9-1 leader. So now the 6 is modified down to a 5 on the IFT using the 4 firepower column. If you look at the IFT, a 5 on the 4 firepower column shows a 1 morale check, which means the German player has to add +1 to all his morale check dice rolls. The German leader rolls first to see if he passes his morale check. He needs to roll under a 10 to stay unbroken. But now the German player must add +1 to all his morale checks. So the German player has to roll for the leader first. He needs to roll 2 dice and add +1 to the roll. He rolls an 8, so the 10-2 leader is good. Because 8 + 1 is 9, which is less than the leader's morale of 10. Now it is the squad's turn to roll its morale check with +1 added. The leader's DRM of -2 will be subtracted from the dice roll, and the +1 will be added to the roll. The cumulative result is that the German player will be able to deduct -1 from the 2 dice he will be rolling for the 467 to pass its morale check. The German player rolls a 9. -1 from 9 is an 8, which is still higher than the squad's morale. The squad breaks. It flips over to its broken side and gets a DM marker applied. Since this Russian squad and leader prep fired, they do not move and cannot do anything else this turn. So we will travel down to the route phase. In the route phase, the broken units route to cover away from the enemy. In this instance, the 467 will route directly to the wooden building next to it. The 10-2 is in good order because he was undamaged, so he can route with them in preparation for the rally phase of the German turn. The next player turn is the German player turn. He starts with the rally phase, and the first roll is for weather. Nothing happens. The next dice roll is to see if he can rally the broken 467 squad so that it can return to the fight. Now we need to figure out the final dice roll modifiers to the roll that the 467 needs to get back into the fight. The squad starts with a broken morale of 7. It has a DM marker on it because it just broke during the last turn, which makes it +4. He is in rally terrain. In essence, soldiers that just got shot at like being in buildings. So there's a -1 DRM. Now we also apply the -2 DRM for being stacked with the 10-2 leader. Taking all these numbers into consideration, the final dice roll modifier for this squad is +1. The German player needs to roll a 7 or less after all modification. The modification in this case is simply the +1. The German player rolls a 6. +1 turns a 6 into a 7. It is equal to the broken morale of the 467. He has rallied the squad. It is flipped over to its good side, and it is now ready to rejoin the fight. Through this example, you have seen how the leaders affect shooting, morale, and rallying the troops. Speed tutorials are good, but the game is meant to be played and to have fun. Find an opponent and play as much as you possibly can. Don't worry about making mistakes and just dive in. Keep watching our videos, and if you like these videos, please subscribe to our channel. Any questions or thoughts, feel free to contact me. Thank you.